Hi, I'm Josh. You can call me the Bearded Bard or Beardy, whatever. I do nerdy things and I make stuff with wood and steel and other things. And so today, I'm actually going to be making a prop for a web series that I have been doing for several years now called Grothnar and Company. Grothnar and Company is basically like, what would a Dungeons and Dragons party look like if they were all acted and voiced by the same guy who literally just switches out whatever hat or something he's wearing and moves on from there. So one of the characters in Grothnar and Company is a druid who is a bear folk, so he's a anthropomorphic bear named Adrian. Adrian in the last couple episodes has not been there. This is a little bit of foreshadowing. Adrian is going to come back, but not in the way people remember him. And he needs something a little bit more substantial than his previous weapon being a staff. So I'm going to take these pieces of antler and this piece of walnut, and I'm going to craft a weapon that a druid slash warlock would be using. So, let's try this out. I've never made anything like this before, so we're going to see what happens. So we're going to begin this process by measuring and cutting these bits of antler I've got. I want them to be kind of claw-shaped. And mostly in order, so they look like something that would come off a bear's claw or something of that sort. Beast, monster, something big and mean that you would not want to get clawed by. By the way, if you've never cut antler or bone, it smells horrendous. After we cut it, we move over to the belt sander and make sure that the ends are nice and smooth and flat. And we're going to do a test little thing right here and go, oh, is that right? Nope, we definitely got to regrind at least one of them. And it's actually two, because I don't like the way they sit. And again, this smells so incredibly bad. Even wearing a mask, you can smell it. It's horrible. It's like the dentist on steroids. And you know what? I like that almost. We're going to do a little bit more grinding and call her good. Look at that test fit. All right. Now for the part that my hand is going to sit in, we're going to give a nice, really gradual curve to this so that the claws basically don't just come all straight off the front. And here's the incredibly scientific method of placing these. Set them on and trace around them because it's easy and it works. Now this part really was nerve-wracking. Just carving these in was scary because I knew if I screwed up, there's no going back. So I started off by doing the outside of each one, and then I'd go in and kind of test it out to make sure that I hogged out enough on the inside. Oh look, movie magic, and they're all done because that took me so long. And the test fit is looking pretty good. Oh, looking even better. But I'm definitely going to drop it if I try. Yay! And now we've got the middle marked out where I want to cut a big hole. Easy peasy. With a big old 1.25 inch Forstner bit, we're just going to hog out as much material as we can. And hope we don't hit our hand in this process because that would suck. If you've never used a Forstner bit to get rid of a lot of material, it works really well as long as you can hold that piece very, very secure. It also helps if the Forstner bit is really sharp. Now we gotta do some sanding so it feels good while it sits in the hand, because if it doesn't feel good, it's not worth holding. Now this is where I got really creative. I could not figure out how I was going to mount those claws on there other than just a bunch of glue, and I didn't like that. So I took some nails and cut them down, and we stuck them in there, and I figured if I can drill out the middle of those claws after very, very precisely marking them, and by precisely I mean guessing, we can stick them on there. Oh, look at that test fit. Wonderful. Oh man, that works so well. And now comes the glue up. I actually did end up taking the nails down shorter because they were way too long. So a bunch of this clear Gorilla Glue. This stuff works amazing. I use it for all sorts of stuff. I like it a lot. But we're going to glue these guys on there. And then once we're done, I leave it for like 2 hours and then go eat dinner and do some other projects and stuff. And I come back and we've got a fully glued up claw weapon thing. I wanted a little bit more ornamentation, so I found some leather strap that I had and I soaked it in water so then I could wrap it around, and look at that. Oh man. Yes, that looks so good. But now I colored on it because I want to carve some neat little details in. So we pull out the rotary carver again with a nice little carbide bit on there and just start carving away because I don't know what I'm doing, and we're just going to see what happens. Originally, I figured this was going to be a serpent type thing. It ended up being just some neat ornamentation. I didn't really feel like adding the details to make it a serpent, and it also didn't fit with the theme that I had. This is supposed to be a weapon given to Adrian the Bearfolk Druid by a new warlock patron that is Fae and very much aligned with the forest. So this was either going to be a vine or a snake. In the end, I just kind of did it to look cool. It really adds to the detail of it without going overboard. This weapon is definitely going to play a huge part in the story. Here I switched out to a different bit and smoothed all that out because I didn't like just how rough it was. You'll see in a moment that it really comes out quite beautifully. Walnut is a dream to work with as long as your tools are sharp. Otherwise, the oil in it dulls everything and makes the wood burn, and it's just unpleasant. But good sharp tool, new belts, all that stuff. It's fantastic and it looks really good, especially when you go to the buffer and you put that layer of buffing compound on there. Walnut gets this beautiful, rich chocolate color that I just cannot get enough of. The buffer is also the most dangerous tool in my shop. I've probably got hurt on it more than anything else just because it likes to grab stuff. But guess what? Now we're done. Alright, and with that, she's finished. This is very much going to be a really cool prop that I'm going to use in my series. If you're familiar with Grothnire and Company, this is, I think I said before, but this is a little bit of spoilers and foreshadowing. Adrian, the Bearfolk Druid, gets this. He might not be just a druid anymore, but this was a super fun build. I like doing fantasy style stuff like this, and this one challenged me a little bit. I did not know how I was going to hook those antlers on there at first, but we got it done. I like the leather wrap. I really contemplated doing the rest of the handle leather, but with the carving I did in there, I think it just doesn't need it. So, thanks for sticking around, and tell me what you think I should make next, because I'm always looking for suggestions. Have a good one.